So I'm watching Anime of the Year with Best Girl of the Decade, and they come across this. This is nikumaki, and it's something I've never had before, and I've never seen in any Japanese grocery store here in the States. Needless to say, it piqued my interest and it whetted my appetite, which is a very appropriate term for this anime.
Now to start this off, we do need to get some white rice ready, or you can use day-old white rice. But if you're cooking white rice right now, make sure you do give it a nice wash 3 times so the internet doesn't set you aflame. Then place this into your rice cooker and get it going. And now the star of the show is some beautiful ribeye beef.
Now listen, traditionally from what I've read, nikumaki is actually made with sukiyaki style beef, which is super thinly sliced that we've used quite a few times on the channel, but I had this ribeye laying around, so you gotta do what you gotta do.
This ribeye was actually from Christmas, and it has been quite a while, but I did want to use it for this application. Now you also need an incredibly sharp knife, and you want these to be super thin because we do have to layer this over the rice ball later. The more layers you have over your rice, the more flavor you're going to put into the rice as it starts to cook.
I want to say a special thank you to Adriana, one of our premium Discord members. It's thanks to you that I can continue to do all of this on the channel. I wouldn't be able to do this without your guys' support, so if you want to join the Food Fight Academy, check out the links down below. Thank you. There's definitely meat on my hand. I'm trying to get this as thin as possible, but it is still very difficult without a slicer, so just do your best.
All this meat cutting has summoned Gandalf, and nobody, you can't have the ribeye. I'm going for a total of around 6 ounces of beef per portion.
I think that's good. This will give us 2 portions. This is still like 6 ounces of beef per ball. This was very different than any other nikumaki that I had found because she was just able to hold it like a freaking softball. This thing was huge.
Now after around an hour, your rice should be done, so make sure you remove a good portion of rice and place it into a large bowl. Add in a hefty amount of sesame seeds. I'm going for around 20 grams worth, and start folding that sesame seed in. Not only does that incorporate all the sesame seed, but it does start to cool it down, and you don't need to try this, you know what it tastes like, but it is delicious. Alternatively, you can throw in some sliced pickled ginger or some pickled plum. It's really nice here. Now with the rice ready, it's time to wrap it with meat.
Now here's the interesting part. We're gonna make this into a round and not a traditional cylinder, which is what a nikumaki usually is. Because this is for Best Girl, we do have to roll this into a ball.
I don't know about you guys, but I do not want to disappoint Best Girl Mirin. Now grab yourself around 150 to 200 grams worth of rice, and again, you can make these as big or as small as you want, but I'm going for a larger portion of rice to wrap. Use that paddle to make sure that the rice is slightly compact, but don't overly smush it. Place this on your cutting board with just a bit of water underneath it so it doesn't stick, and then proceed to do the second one. The second one is for my best girl, Rachel.
I actually think I have way too much beef for this, but you know, we're gonna utilize it.
Don't listen to him. It's not too much beef. This is gonna be an epic amount. Grab yourself your first slice of beef, place your rice ball onto it, and slowly start folding over each slice of beef end to end to help cover up that rice. It is really easy if you place it down onto something rather than holding it up, which I don't know why I was doing that. But then get your second piece of beef and then start covering up any other pieces of rice that may be exposed. Give this a little pinch just to make sure that beef stays in place, making sure to not overly squeeze this. You don't want the rice to like pop out or something. Then grab that third piece of beef, add it to the top of the other 2 slices just because we can, and there it is, your first ball of nikumaki.
Look at this thing. Look at this. This is gorgeous. I'm so excited to eat this.
I think anyone would be excited to eat this giant nikumaki ball. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys would want one of these. Do the same thing with that second ball so the wife is super happy, making sure it fully drapes over all of that rice. Remember, this is super important so all of those meat juices fall into that rice while it cooks. And there we go. We got both of our rice balls.
Come on, say it. Say it.
I'm not gonna say it. Put the balls down and go wash your hands. I said it, didn't I? Grab yourself a pan, place this onto an induction burner. Realize that the pan doesn't work with this induction burner. Grab yourself a cast iron instead because cast iron is king.
I really didn't want to use the cast iron. I guess it doesn't matter. You can use cast iron.
With your pan over a nice medium heat, use a small dab of butter to lightly grease up the bottom of that pan. Don't overdo it on oil or butter.
I almost forgot this step. So while this is heating up very quickly, we do have to hit this with some cornstarch. This actually helps solidify everything and makes it so the sauce really sticks.
This actually is super important, as you can tell by him trying to shove his T-Rex hand into that cornstarch container. Sprinkle cornstarch right on top of the meat and then start rolling around the nikumaki in some of that cornstarch to make sure it is fully covered. Again, it is super important that you fully cover each piece of these nikumakis. Now grab that cast iron that has been on this whole time, hopefully not burning the butter, and place those nikumakis down into that pan to start searing them off.
Those are very large. This might take a little longer than I thought, so we're gonna turn the heat down.
Reduce the heat to like a low medium heat and then start searing off all of the sides of your nikumaki. Remember, it's super important that we do cook off all of those sides so there's no excess cornstarch just hanging out.
I think what's gonna be awesome is that all of those meat juices are gonna go directly into the rice. Yeah, that's gonna be good.
This nikumaki is basically Yukihira and Nikumi being shipped in one dish, and I'm all about it. Make sure you get every single side nice and G-bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, these look incredible, and we're not even done.
We have not achieved its final form quite yet. Remove these from the heat and place them onto a plate just to hang out for a few minutes. minutes, because right now it's time to make the sauce. And for that, we're going to need 20 milliliters worth of mirin, 20 milliliters worth of sake, a pinch of sugar.
Can y'all even see anything back there?
Yeah, it's fine. Just add in another 40 milliliters worth of soy sauce. Start stirring this together to make sure that sugar dissolves, and once this comes up to a nice little bubble and simmer, this is when we place these nukumakis right back in.
You already know how amazing this is gonna be.
Now, while you're cooking it in this sauce, it is super important to constantly be turning these every 60 seconds or so. This is going to help coat the entire thing in this wonderful sauce. Make sure that your pan is also still over a low-medium heat so you don't overcook or burn that soy sauce. That's super important. And after a few minutes, look at how beautifully glazed these nikumakis become after rolling it in all of that awesome sauce.
I gotta try this. My mouth is watering right now. Oh, that's just silly.
It may be silly, but look at how amazing this glaze looks on this nikumaki right now. Remove both of these from the pan and place them onto your plate, and let's get ready to plate up.
That is just beautiful.
After you're done kissing your meat, make sure you save that sauce.
For the street food version, it's typically just served like in that wrapping paper, but I don't have any, so I'm just gonna hold it in my hands, maybe with some parchment. But this one, this giant thing, this is for the wife.
Make sure you give the wife that sexy drizzle.
Doesn't look like much on a plate, but this has so much flavor. Now I put Rachel's on a plate, but I really want to try to put this on some parchment paper, so this way you can reenact it as street food. Let's be honest, this is a full meal. This isn't just a snack.
I don't know about you guys, but I could definitely eat 2 or 3 of those things in one sitting. I don't care what he says. If you're going to use parchment paper, just wrap the thing like you're wrapping a sandwich and you should be good to go.
Maybe a little bit extra sauce?
Always extra sauce. Always extra sauce.
Come on, how much would you pay for this on the street? I would say $10 minimum. This is beefy. That's so good looking. There it is, guys, the Niku-Maki from My Dress Up Darling. One of my favorite slice of life animes that I've seen in a long time because it also has to do with cosplay. But also Mirin is best girl of 2022, and there's no denying that. I can't wait to jump into this. I threw in a little bit of sesame seed because thumbnail, but you know, you can do whatever you want. Cheers. It's salty, beefy, slightly sweet. All of the rice has absorbed all the juices from that meat. This is so freaking good. It's really rich because of the ribeye. Oh my God. I think what we're gonna do is a power move here. Oh my God, I'm so happy I'm eating it this way. Rachel wants some. I 100% recommend making this. It only took me about 20 minutes after waiting for the rice to finish cooking. If you guys can't have beef, try it with chicken thigh or something like that. Just make sure it's cooked all the way through. And remember, if you want to become part of the Food Fight Academy, check out the links below for our Discord channel. My videos wouldn't be made possible without the community over there, and I really enjoy your support. My name is CHEFPK, and remember, keep playing with your food. Oh, it's so good. It's so good I forgot the jutsu. I'm just gonna walk away.